Hi, welcome to a new weekly tarot card reading with me. My name is Stars Tarot, and together we're gonna see what we can expect for this week in terms of the energies, any potential challenges, anything that we can sort of anticipate on to, make the best of our week ahead. So this will be for Monday, the 25th of May until Sunday, the 31st of May, 2026. So I'm just going to focus on the energies for the collective and what we need to know about this week for us. Oh, this one fell out. Okay, the Seven of Wands. That's the first card. Okay, the Eight of Wands. So we got 7 and 8 in order here. And of the same suit as well. And another Wands card. It came out reversed, and I think I'm going to take it reversed. Okay. Just going to do like a sort of like a bonus card. Okay. Not those. And this one, the Four of Wands. I don't think I've ever had a reading with only Wands cards for these weekly readings. So that's really interesting. Yeah, apparently there's like really fiery energy going on into in the collective. Things are really speeding up. There may be some blockages here with the Two of Wands, but we'll get to that. But this is really unusual. Like I said, I don't think I've ever had this before. So let's dive in. We start the week off with the Seven of Wands. And the Seven of Wands is about putting down your boundaries, making sure that you are staying very centered within yourself. So if you feel this week like you are kind of under attack, from a situation or by someone or maybe several people, then it's really important to kind of like sit still in your center and not letting that energy get to you. You can see how there's this sort of like sacral sunlight here in the middle of her body. She's really kind of like looking away from these sticks that are coming at her, or the wands that are coming at her, and she's staying centered and really not moving. So that's why it's often known as the card where you pull a line in the sand, so to speak. So boundaries are apparently really important at the beginning of this week, and it might be that energy carries out through the rest of the week. Especially since these are all wands cards, it may be something that you just really need to stand up for yourself, making sure that you are not forgetting about you, that you're not bypassing yourself because you want to be, generous towards someone and say like, oh, I can do this as well. That might not be the best idea at this moment because there's like so much going on energy wise. So make sure that you stand your ground, that you keep firm, that if you decide that this is not how you want it to go, or this is not something that you want to do, stick to that. Make sure that you do not budge in this potential attack or affront that someone or a situation might give you. And it could just be a sensation, right? It could just be a feeling of that you're feeling like you're under attack by someone or a situation. But it can also be that something evolves and you're kind of being asked to, really make sure that you're stick to your own morality, your own, your own foundational convictions. So that can be part of the beginning of the week. Let's see how that develops. Then we have the Eight of Wands. So the Eight of Wands is, well, talking about like lots of energy coming at you. That's the Eight of Wands. That's usually, in my specific case, it's a lot of communication coming towards me. It doesn't have to mean that for everyone, but often it signals sort of like technology and messages and yeah, just a lot of different kind of energies coming towards you. And that can be great. It can be that you may hear some news that you were waiting on. You were waiting on some type of outcome or an advice or something that was kind of like, it was kind of delayed before. That is definitely kind of going to come in now. But it can also be on the downside of this card that you may get overwhelmed from everything that's coming towards you, that you kind of don't know exactly which priorities to take. So that can be the difficulty with this card. It can be great to hear that piece of news that you were waiting for, but on the other hand, it can also fill your plate with more things and you may experience more of a mental load. So see where that heads, because, that's how this card at the beginning of the week, the Seven of Wands, may come in. That in case you are feeling overwhelmed and you feel like your mental load is just increasing, you might have to say no to some things, and really stick to that and not go and making sure that no one is taking your generosity just for something that it is. Like you need to feel appreciated, and making sure that you are getting somehow a type of balanced feeling of it. If it doesn't give you a piece of calm, or that sensation of sure, I can do this extra thing, it's not going to cost me that much, great. But if that's not the case, then really make sure that you stick to your guns there, like really stand your ground. Towards the end of the week, we have the Two of Wands. So this one came out in reverse. The Two of Wands is, technically this is a card about choice. Most number two cards are. There's always like this, this feeling of, am I going to go this way or that way? And the Two of Wands, and I really like how in this tarot deck it's depicted. You see here this sort of like globe-trotting idea, like that's being manifested or that may come to fruition very soon. It's like the stick here with the globe, and then this traveling caravan thingy. Which represents something new. It represents something new and exciting. And then there's this other wand here in the corner of the room, and that represents like the old, the known, something that you've always done before, and that would just be the repeat. So the question that you might face this week is about, setting boundaries, getting new information in that might lead to you considering which way to go. Are you going to stay in your familiar world, so to speak, or are you going to towards a new world and see where that takes you? But because this is reversed, we might have to read this card more as a block. So it can mean that, especially because the Eight of Wands here is in the center of the reading, so the energy is really like packed into the Eight of Wands, and you can see how sparkly this card is and how much fire there is in it, and it's almost like a combustion of energy. So I think this is really a sign of, okay, careful. There might be so much that you need to consider that you may feel a bit blocked here with the Two of Wands, that making a choice between sticking with what you know and exploring a new horizon is kind of setting you back in some type of fearfulness. And what is nice with this extra bonus card is that we might get an answer here actually to the question of how would something in that type of situation develop. And the Four of Wands is about celebration. And so if in case you are doubting about taking this new approach or this new way of doing things, or maybe actually traveling, it actually might be more scary in theory than in reality, because the Four of Wands is the celebration between people coming together as a community and really celebrating like a milestone, like something that you've been working towards, and it's really like becoming a structure and with a strong foundation now. So there's something here to celebrate with making this particular choice that's lying here. So that will be interesting to see how this pans out for everyone that's watching this video. Just be aware that, you really stay true to yourself, that you're not giving in to someone who's maybe pulling away your energy. Make sure that if you feel overwhelmed, you have your priorities straight, that you know exactly what you need to do first, so you don't feel too overwhelmed or feeling like your mental load is too cramping up on you. And then this choice here that is possibly there between sticking to what you know and exploring something new. That is the overall energy that I'm getting for this week. So really interesting. I'm really curious to hear if that's something that you are foreseeing that might happen this week, or if that would happen, it might take you a little bit aback. But at least in that case, you kind of like know how it can play out and what you can do to get the best outcome for yourself, because that's also what the tarot is all about. It's about like exploring options and possibilities and see how you can navigate those choices and particular actions. So yeah, stay strong, stay centered, be true to yourself, and make sure that whatever it is that you want to do, that it's really in alignment with who you are, like it's your authentic stamp on something and not someone else's. That's going to be important. And at the end here, the celebration. So it's going to be okay. You'll get out of this, not making, this indecision potentially, or sort of like a factor of the unknown that can be scary. Like it will turn out okay. It will turn out in such a way that you can actually celebrate it. So that looks wonderful, and yeah, I hope that makes sense. Let me know in the comments if this is something that you foresee, and if not, then yeah, you can be prepared. So thank you so much for listening in and watching this video. My name is The Stars Tarot. You can book private readings with me if you're interested. Just check the link in my bio for the information there. And yeah, hope to see you next time. Thank you. Have a great week.